Hey friends, so on January 14th, I'll be starting Alyssum from seed, as well as putting some other seeds in the refrigerator, and I'll give you a peek at what's growing in the windowsill this week. I also thought I might give you a look at the world outside. It's actually not nearly as much snow as there was last week. We are having another Chinook, and we had quite a bit of melting happen over the last couple days, so the snowdrifts have compacted quite a bit. Alright, so the 14th of January, I am putting my delphinium seed in the refrigerator. I've got 2 varieties and 3 packages, and I'm going to be putting this miniature dianthus in the refrigerator as well, so that they can get nice and cold. There are other things you might want to refrigerate. For example, if you're growing Betony, that's a good one to refrigerate as well. Betony likes to go in the fridge wet, but I'm not going to be growing any this year because I've got quite a few. So like I said, these seeds are going in the fridge, and I'm going to be seed starting Alyssum. Let's see if I can get that. There you go. So that's what I'm going to start today, and then the delphinium and the dianthus is just going to sit in the fridge for a while, and I will start them a little bit later on in the spring. So Alyssum is a lovely annual. It's pretty tolerant of hot, dry locations and has been a solid winner in my garden over the years. This one is a blend. I think it's called Clear Mix, so it's a blend of white to pale purple to a slightly darker purple. And I'm gonna do 2 pans of them. Alyssum isn't very complicated or difficult to grow. Other things that I might be starting around this time would be Dichondra, which is a lovely trailing vining plant, but I don't have any seed for that this year, so I won't be growing that. But that's another one you might want to start in the middle of February. Alright, so these are pretty dry. I'll put the seeds in them, put labels on them, and soak them from the bottom, and then we can go put them downstairs in the window. These are pelleted seed as well, which is really handy if you're working with quite small seeds. It makes them a lot easier to handle. And because they're pelleted, the moisture stays on the seed more consistently. But I will keep these misted as well until they start growing. Just want to cover them lightly. They're not too fussy. I'm just going to shuffle some things around. Move these pots over because I don't have very much space in here. But as you will see, my onions have sprouted really well, and so I'm going to take them off of this tray where they were getting a little bit of heat from that mat. They really don't need it. Pop the Alyssum in here, and these 2 trays of onions that are still slowly coming up, those will leave on. So down at this end you can see the tomato seedlings are doing well and are starting to make their first true leaves. You can see right there. Once they've got a really strong set of true leaves and a second set of leaves, I'll transplant them into my larger terracotta pots. And you can see, it might be a little bit difficult, you can see that my leeks and giant onions are just starting to sprout. And I think this is probably cabbage. I think these are kale. They're doing well. They have secondary leaves. True leaves is what they're generally called. And we've got some more lettuces. The spinach is doing really well. And you'll notice I've got a sticky stick in here just to trap the fungus gnats that I've seen flying around. Hopefully we can stay on top of that. And yeah, so this is what it looks like now. I put the alyssum on this heat tray, and because these trays of onion seedlings are doing so well, I decided to move them off of the heat tray. So over the next couple of weeks, I want to put out the rest of my garden planning videos. Hope you'll stick around to watch them as well as continue with seed starting for a May 20th last frost date. All right, thanks for watching. See ya.